Welcome back again to another video. It is another beautiful day to thank God. One Africa, one love, one nation. It is your African boy bringing you African success stories. And if you like my content, go ahead and hit that subscribe button. Nairobi is a city of contrast and patchwork development, two neighborhoods that illustrate very different strands of the city's growth, Eastleigh and South C, both lie to the south and east of the central business district, but they have followed distinct trajectories shaped by migration, commerce, land use, infrastructure, and governance. In this video, I compare their histories, drivers of growth, urban form, economic base, social life, challenges, and likely futures. Eastleigh grew from a colonial-era township into a dense, commercially intense neighborhood. Over time, it morphed into a bustling market and immigrant hub, popularly known as Little Somalia, because of the concentration of Somali entrepreneurs and residents who drive much of its commerce and culture. Today, Eastleigh is one of Nairobi's most densely populated mixed-use area with an intense concentration of retail, wholesale, small manufacturing, and services. South C, Southampton in older maps, began as a planned residential estate in the mid-20th century, housing for civil servant and middle-class families, and sits closer to Wilson Airport and Nairobi's southern corridor. Over decades, South C has stayed more residential in character while also hosting government bodies, training institutions, and a number of sports and leisure clubs. The area's quieter, more suburban beginnings explain why its built form and average lot sizes differ from Eastleigh's vertical, market-packed streets. Eastleigh's growth is primarily market-driven. The neighborhood became a trade node through combinations of diasporic capital, transactional supply chains, notably links to Somalia and the Gulf, and 1,000 of small businesses that organize informal and formal retail, wholesale, and light manufacture. This entrepreneurial energy produces very high daytime population density, heavy pedestrian flow, and continuous churn of new shops, malls, and roadside vendors. Over time, Eastleigh's economy has diversified from simple stalls to multi-story shopping centers, banks, and even nascent small-scale manufacturing, a pattern visible in the opening of modern malls and the arrival of more formal financial services. South C's growth is shaped more by infrastructure and institutional presence. Its proximity to Wilson Airport, Mombasa Road, and Major Road upgrades has made it attractive for businesses that want access to transport links and for residential developments catering to middle-income households. South C also benefits from public and quasi-public anchors, government training institutions, Kenya Red Cross, environmental agencies that influence land values and the character of development. Recent city-wide road and expressway projects have increased investor interest in suburbs like South C. that are now seen as better connected to both the CBD and industrial corridors. Eastleigh is intensely mixed. Ground floor retail, crowded street markets, and tightly packed residential units above shops. High population density and the improvisational use of space are characteristic. Hawkers spill onto pavement, narrow lanes host countless micro-enterprises, and multi-story buildings spring up in response to strong commercial demand. Because commercial return on parcel can be higher than residential rent, vertical high occupancy and mixed-use structures proliferate. That density drives vibrancy but also strains basic services and traffic management. South C, by contrast, keeps more of a suburban grain. Larger plots, standalone houses or apartment, set roads and recreational grounds. That gives it comparatively better open space and a different street rhythm. Quieter residential zones punctuated by institutional and commercial pockets, even where South C has seen infill and densification. The process is less of a market bazaar and more of conventional real estate development, apartments, gated compound, serviced plots. Eastleigh's economy is striking for its breadth and informality to formality continuum. Small traders, wholesalers, transporters, garment workshop, eateries and lodging dominate employment. The area draws customers from across Nairobi and beyond because of competitive pricing and the variety of goods. Everything from clothes and electronics to imported foodstuffs and remittance-funded enterprises. Its reputation as a tax and a trade engine for Nairobi buries the informal systems and community financing that underpin much of the commerce. In recent years, there has been a push by business associations and the Kenya National Chamber of Commerce and Industry to transition some entrepreneurs from pure retail towards light manufacturing and value addition, signaling a maturing local economy. South C's local economy is less market-centric and more anchored in formal jobs, school, training, colleges, offices for NGOs and government agencies, hospitality and service industries, hotel, sports club. This generates a steadier, less volatile employment mix and attracts households whose livelihoods depend on formal sector wages. The presence of institutions also generates auxiliary services, eateries, housing rentals for students and staff, and lighting retail serving residents' needs. Eastleigh's rapid, largely organic growth has often outpaced formal planning. That mismatch shows in congested streets, intermittent waste management, and ad hoc building approvals. Business associations and local leaders have been active in seeking upgrades from better drainage to more structured trading zones. But implementation remains a challenge due to the intensity of informal activities and complex land holding patterns. Periodic security operations, sometimes targeting the Somali community, have also disrupted Eastleigh's commerce and shaped how residents relate to the state. South C's structured history as a residential estate left it with a stronger basic layout and clearer public spaces. Its institutional owners, government agencies, and universities make planning interventions easier in principle, and road upgrades that touch the area tend to integrate with existing plots and estates more smoothly. That said, South C is not immune to Nairobi's broader planning challenges. Informal infill, unregulated rentals, and pressure on utilities are visible where population density have increased. Recent infrastructure projects citywide have improved connectivity, which increased both opportunity and development pressure for South C. Eastleigh is celebrated for entrepreneurial energy and cultural vibrancy, but also stigmatized at times in media and policy debates. It's a place where diasporic networks, migration histories, and community finance are woven into everyday commerce. That social cohesion fuels resiliency, shops reopen after fires, and community networks smooth labor supply and capital formation. South C carries a more suburban image, family-oriented with recreation clubs and green patches, and an identity partly tied to the institutions located within it. Its reputation is less about wholesale trading and more about steadier residential life, although the image is shifting with new investments and densification. Eastleigh's biggest challenges are congestion, service delivery, and fragility that comes from its informality, heavy foot and vehicle traffic, parking pressure, sanitation gaps, and fire risk are recurring problems. Periodic security operations or policy actions that single out segment of the population can also have outsized economic ripple effects in a place where much of the value chain is community embedded. Improving Eastleigh's future means formalizing parts of the economy without destroying the micro enterprises that make it thrive, a difficult policy balance. South C faces a different set of pressures, managing densification without losing open spaces, ensuring road and utility upgrades keep pace with new development, and preventing speculative inflation from displacing long-term residents. As major infrastructure such as expressway, improved arterial roads, raises land values, governance will need to protect mixed income access and avoid wholesale gentrification that erases the estate's middle class diversity. Both areas are on upward trajectories, but the shape of that growth differs. Eastleigh's likely path is deeper commercial consideration, more formal retail, better banking and payment system, and a slow shift toward light manufacturing and value addition if small businesses can access finance and regulatory support. Business associations are already trying to steer the market toward higher value activity, a sign that Eastleigh's decades of trade could anchor industrial clustering if policy supports it. South C looks set to benefit from transport upgrades and a continuing demand for centrally located residential and institutional space. If managed well, this could mean improved services, more formal real estate development that provides planned densities and contemporary commercial nodes. The risk is that rising land values escalate displacements unless inclusive planning and affordable housing measures are introduced. Eastleigh and South C are two faces of Nairobi's urban future. One, an energetic, improvised marketplace that drives livelihoods through dense networks and rapid adaptation. The other, a quieter estate increasing integrated into citywide infrastructural upgrading. Both will be essential to Nairobi's economic and social fabric if municipal policy can harness Eastleigh's entrepreneurial dynamism while upgrading services, and if planners can guide South C's growth so it remains accessible and livable. Where policies errors, either by trying to erase informality wholesale or by allowing unchecked speculative pressure, Nairobi loses a piece of its resiliency. The smarter path is incremental, context-sensitive interventions that preserve what works in each neighborhood while fixing what doesn't. If you liked the video, go ahead and hit the subscribe button. Don't forget to like, comment and share. God bless you. Let's meet in other videos.